Everyone warned me that the people closest to you are the ones who can cut the deepest, but nothing prepared me for the day my best friend proved them right. Because sometimes, the wounds that shape you forever come from the hands you trusted the most. Some friendships begin with fireworks. Ours began with a laugh. Tenny was the quiet girl in primary school, the type who liked sitting by the window, doodling butterflies on the edge of her notebook. Mira was the opposite, loud, dramatic, always talking, always moving, always pulling everyone's attention like a magnet. On a sunny Monday morning, Mira's seat was taken, and she scanned the room like a detective looking for a suspect. Her eyes landed on Tenny. "You," she said boldly, pointing at the empty space beside her. "I'm sitting there." Tenny blinked quickly. "Oh, okay." And just like that, a bond began. Fast, bold, unexpected. During break time, Mira shared her biscuits with Tenny. "You're too quiet," Mira said. "And you talk too much," Tenny replied shyly. They both laughed. That day, their names were written together on the invisible list of friendships that feel destined. Teachers noticed. Parents noticed. Even classmates said, "Those two are like twins that God accidentally separated." They shared everything: pens, secrets, punishments, dreams for the future, stories they never told anyone else. They called each other best friend before they fully understood what the word meant. But the truth is this: some of the strongest bonds in childhood become the most painful lessons in adulthood. Because destiny may bring people together, but character decides if they stay. 8 Monday morning, the first cut. The first cut is always the quiet one. It happened in primary 6, a few weeks before graduation. Tenny liked a boy named Chica, an innocent, giggly crush that made her blush whenever he walked by. She told only one person, Mira. She trusted her completely. But one afternoon, Tenny walked into class and heard laughter, loud, mocking, sharp. "She likes Chica. Shy girl wants boyfriend." Mira said she wrote his name everywhere. Tenny froze. Her heart felt like it dropped to her feet. Her chest tightened, her face burned. And there, in the center of the laughing crowd, was Mira, smiling, enjoying the attention, until she saw Tenny. "Tenny, I was just joking," Mira blurted. "Don't be angry." But the damage was done. The secret was out. The trust was broken. That night, Tenny cried into her pillow, asking herself, why would she do that? Was I not enough as her friend? Or was my pain just entertainment for her? But the next day, Mira apologized in her dramatic way, kneeling, hugging her, pressing biscuits into her palm. And Tenny forgave her, because that's what loyal hearts do. They patch the wound and pretend it's healed. Moral lesson: some betrayals don't break the friendship. They only weaken the foundation. But when the foundation weakens, the whole building becomes fragile. But here's the question: why do we forgive the first cut so quickly? Is it hope or fear? Secondary school brought changes, new faces, new demands, new pressure to stand out. And Mira, she blossomed. She became the girl everyone wanted to be close to, confident, loud, popular. But that spotlight cast a long shadow, and Tenny often found herself standing in it. Their friendship continued, but something felt different. Mira still shared jokes and secrets, but she also began sharing things that weren't hers to share. Tenny's fears, Tenny's insecurities, Tenny's mistakes. "Ah, it's nothing," Mira would say lightly. "We're friends, don't be angry." Was that friendship or manipulation painted with the colors of affection? Then came the big assignment, one that counted for 30% of their final grade. Tenny did most of the work. Actually, she did all of the work. She researched, she typed, she printed, she stayed up late when everyone else was asleep. Mira promised, "Don't worry, I'll support you." But presentation day had its own story. They stood before the class. Tenny held the papers. Mira held the confidence. Then, Mira stepped forward. She began presenting the entire assignment, but she presented it as hers, as if Tenny didn't exist, as if Tenny hadn't lost sleep creating it, as if Tenny was nothing more than a prop standing behind her. Their classmates applauded. "Mira is amazing. Mira, you're so smart." Tenny's throat tightened. Her hands trembled. Her eyes burned. After class, she confronted Mira. "You didn't even mention my name." Mira shrugged. "Haba, must everything be equal? We work together. What's yours is mine." But it wasn't equal. It was theft, wrapped in the name of friendship. Still, Tenny forgave her, because history is powerful, because losing a long friendship feels heavier than losing pieces of yourself. Moral lesson: forgiveness becomes dangerous when it turns into permission. But think about this. How many wounds do we ignore just to avoid being alone? As the years passed, a pattern formed. Mira hurt Tenny. Tenny forgave. Mira apologized. Tenny hoped. Mira repeated. It became a cycle, a gentle, beautiful poison. People noticed. "Why do you let her use you? Tenny, open your eyes. She's not your friend." But Tenny defended her every time. "No, she's just stressed. No, she didn't mean it." No, she's actually very caring. But was Mira caring, or was Tinny blind? When a heart wants to believe something, it will bend reality just to avoid breaking. Mira knew how to apologize. She knew how to cry. She knew how to make Tinny feel guilty for being hurt. Tinny, don't leave me. You're all I have. And so the cycle continued. After secondary school, something changed. Mira softened. She became more attentive, more present, more apologetic. I know I wasn't the best friend, she said one night, but I'm working on myself. Tinny's heart lifted. Maybe this is growth. Maybe this is healing. Maybe this is what long friendships look like after storms. They spent more time together. They cooked. They talked about university. They planned their futures. It felt like the beginning again. But sometimes, the worst storms come after a gentle silence. When the world collapses, everything shattered the year Tinny's mother fell gravely ill. Hospitals, bills, fear, uncertainty. Tinny carried it all on her shoulders. And naturally, she reached for the one person who had always been part of her life. Mira, please, can you come? I'm scared. I'm busy. Mira, can we talk? I don't know what to do. I don't have strength. Mira, please. But Mira didn't show up. Not once. Not even for a minute. Days passed. Weeks. Months. Not one visit. Not one call. Not even a text. Yet online, she was vibrant, smiling at parties, traveling, posting motivational quotes. One evening, as Tinny sat outside the hospital with swollen eyes, exhausted and overwhelmed, she saw Mira's new post. Mira at a resort, laughing with friends, holding coconut water. The same week, Tinny was selling her laptop to pay hospital bills. She was drinking coconut water in Dubai. Something cracked inside her. The next day, she went to Mira's house. Mira, I needed you. Mira sighed, irritated. Tinny, I beg stop. I cannot come and carry your family drama on my head. Family drama. The word sliced through Tinny like a blade. That was the moment the friendship truly died. Moral lesson. Some heartbreaks don't come from lovers. They come from friends who choose convenience over loyalty. But here's a question. How do you continue loving someone who disappears when you need them the most? After that, Tinny withdrew quietly. No fights, no drama, no explanations. Just silence. For the first time, she chose herself. She stopped calling, stopped begging, stopped reaching out. Healing began slowly, like faint sunlight after heavy rain. She spent time journaling, taking walks, meeting new people, understanding boundaries. She realized, I wasn't weak, I was loyal. But loyalty without balance is self-destruction. Her mother recovered gradually, and Tinny began rediscovering her own identity. 6 months later, Mira returned, like people do when they feel their grip slipping. She appeared at Tinny's gate, crying, holding the same biscuits she used to bribe her with in primary school. Tinny, please, forgive me, I messed up. I need you. You're my only real friend. Tinny's heart squeezed. Old memories pushed against new boundaries. Mira, she whispered. Mira fell to her knees. I'll do better. Please don't leave me. But Tinny was no longer the timid girl who struggled to say no. Mira, I forgive you. Mira smiled in relief. But I cannot go back. Why? I apologized. Tinny's voice broke. Because you only apologize when you are losing me, not when you are hurting me. Silence, realization, growth. Tinny chose peace, not bitterness, not hatred, just peace. Tinny made new friends, real friends, gentle friends, mutual friends. She discovered her worth, her voice, her power. She learned not every history deserves a future, not every apology deserves reunion, and not every friendship is meant to last forever. Tinny forgave Mira fully, not for Mira's sake, but for her own freedom. Mira remained in her past, but not in her heart. This story isn't about villains and heroes. It's about patterns and choices and courage. It's about learning that forgiveness is a gift, that reconciliation is a choice, that peace is priceless, and that love should never feel like a burden. Ask yourself, who am I forcing myself to hold on to? Who repeatedly hurts me because I'm afraid to lose them? What do I keep forgiving at the expense of my own peace? And when will I choose myself the way I choose others? Because in the end, the person you owe the deepest love, the strongest loyalty, and the softest care is the one staring back at you in the mirror. In the end, I didn't just lose a friend. I found myself. And sometimes, the most painful goodbye is the one that finally sets you free.